Alright, so this first scenario, actually sort of like an introductory scenario, okay? A couple guys figure that they're gonna take me out, because, yeah, they don't mean for burgers and coffee, not actually, okay? And wine dining, burgers and wine dining, not actually. Alright. So, they're gonna take me out, like, what, what, what most likely would they figure about how they're gonna get me, right? Okay, so considering Jason's house, they're gonna go in. They're gonna go in through the upstairs window, and they're sneak in that way and get me, right? So, what do I got to do? I got to okay. Well, I got to take the light bulbs out of the motion detector floodlight on the front of the house and make it look all sort of normal and creepy and like psh, nothing. All right, like just an old house, and yeah, okay. So like motion detectors and things like that, and like a little quiet alarm. And the light goes off. Somewhere I can see it in while I'm sitting at my office desk, which is most of the time. So yeah, and something like yeah, okay, the alarm went off. Okay, and so like and then like they're gonna like creep downstairs, and when they see me, they're gonna say something, right? Like, I got you now, or the jig is up, or I've got your number, or and that's all she wrote for Jason Hughes. Oh, that's a bad one, right? That's a bad one. Okay. So, yeah, and the guy sees me and he's like, and that's all she wrote for Jason Hughes. And then there's like, plow! And, oh, oh, it was the bad guy that fell down dead. Okay. That's one scenario. Simple. Sort of boring. Boring. Sort of boring. Okay. Uh, So to make it more challenging, interesting. All right. This time it's two guys, and they're gonna take me out. Though, like they're thinking they're gonna kick in the front door and come in with guns drawn. All right. Yeah. And like thinking about some action films, it's sort of ridiculous because it's like variably ridiculous. You look at these action film sequences, these fight sequences, and it's like, man, those situations, those scenarios, and the way that they're fighting some of those scenarios, some of those films, some of those scenarios, it's like, dude, doing it that way, I mean, it just lowers the probability that they can take out the second guy. And I like simplify all of it and base it all out. Okay, some of it, it's like that. Okay, simplify all of it and base it all out. And it's like, okay, a couple guys come in the front door, and like the front door opens up to the living room, right? And they've got guns drawn. Okay, well, maybe somebody could like take a big knife, use a big knife. All right, yeah, big knife, and maybe he could take out the first guy. All right, there's no way that he would be quick enough to take out the second guy. Really, not actually. I mean, like they're 6 feet apart. He could take out the first guy maybe with his knife. Yeah, okay. So the second guy, and he's like had for certain, right there. Second guy sees the first guy fall, and sees you, and like, okay. So what seems like more contextually tactical, in my perspective of it, like maybe you could take out that first guy, though. Then you're definitely had better to run. Okay, you want to run around a corner, some sort of. Now, if you got a tight corner, maybe you can take them both out right there at the tight corner. Maybe. Maybe. If you're going to try and take them both out, I mean, it's tricky, okay? And I mean, that quick and game over, bud. They're there to get you, okay? So it's sort of tricky. turn a corner, okay, wait for him to come around that corner, and you're running, right? And then you stop and you turn around. And you wait for him to get to the corner, and you juke him. All right. Well, it would be really great to actually be aware that they were coming. Okay? Because then you could hide in just the right place and get one of them. And if you were quiet, then you might have just enough time to, as well, get the other one by surprise. It's two guys. Okay? Well, that's not the only way that situation could play out, not actually, all right? And so if it's two guys, I'm thinking about things, and it's like, bar the doors. Bar both the doors. And so get like one of those Lowe's door bars, and it's like a couple pieces of hardware that like are attached to the frame of the door. I mean, it's really tough. And like in a piece of 2x4 goes within the door bar. Sort of sturdy, and on a solid core door, man, they've got to either break that door in half, which is not real likely, not actually, or they just can't get in the doors, not at all. If it's two guys, they're super stressed out at that point. Okay? Yeah, their blood pressure has gone up tremendously. I mean, they are mentally frazzled and all sorts of things. Like it's just two of them. Okay? Now they got to go in through the window, and like to take a couple of guys out that have to go in through the window for one guy. I mean, that's capable. That should be sort of simple, right? Okay, well, let's make this scenario sort of interesting. This time it's four guys coming to get you. Okay, I've got a 2-story house, an old, creaky, creepy house. Yeah, sort of cool. And so, okay, when they realize that the doors are barred, they can't get in through the doors, not actually, they're not going to get as frustrated and stressed out, not actually, because it's four of them, okay? They're much more calm. All right? So what are they going to do when it's four of them? Okay, well, they're going to try and flank me. All right? They're definitely going to try and flank me. They're going to send two guys through the window upstairs, and then two of them are going to try and go in through the window downstairs. All right. What am I going to do? Okay. In the scenario where it's four guys, okay, there were guys drinking at the bar and talking about things, and they were going to go get Jason. Okay. Two of them are together and are sort of the leaders. One of them, of those two, is definitely the instigator, the leader. Yeah. The other two are followers, and they're there, so they are invested. I mean, they're technically a little bit more reluctant. They're technically less culprit, though you have to consider that they are definitely invested. Okay? Though those other two are the first two are the most culprit. Okay? One of those guys actually is the instigator of this little plan they have. Okay? Go take out Jason. Yeah. Alright. And so who's going through the window upstairs? Which of the four? Who of the four? These two. Always. These two will go in through the window upstairs. They get sent through the window upstairs. Okay? These two are going in through the window downstairs. Alright. What are they driving? They're driving an SUV? Incidentally, yeah. They are. Okay. And other things about these four guys. Okay. Sort of interesting, though, this one. Yeah. What am I going to do? Alright. I'm going to go upstairs before they get in through the window upstairs. I'm going to leave the windows, I'm going to leave two windows on the house unlocked. I'm going to bar the doors, though. Two of the windows on the house unlocked. Okay, one upstairs, a particular one upstairs, a particular one downstairs. They can find the windows and figure it out. All right, that's where they come in. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to break all the light bulbs. All of them. All right? If somebody were investigating the scene, they would definitely see the broken light bulbs. They would realize that he was fighting for his survival. Okay? Yeah. So break all the light bulbs. That way it's dark upstairs and they can't just simply turn the light bulbs on. They can't just turn the lights so that you can't simply unscrew it a little bit. Not at all. You have to break the light bulbs. There's this big incident. Okay? It's worth the loss of like 5 or 6 light bulbs. Okay? Here they come. Alright. So, like, and then I'm going to hide in a particular place upstairs. Okay? They come in through a particular window. And I want to hide somewhere where they are separated. When one of them's close to me. And I want to take him out really quietly. And quickly, and make certain he's took out. Okay? So I'm going to use a knife. Yet again. And I'm going to take one of them out. Now, there's a probability that the second one is going to hear that the first one fall or something like that. He's going to hear something in a quiet upstairs. Okay? Though there's a particular reaction time as well. Alright? And so he's going to come into that room regardless. He's not going to be guns a-blazing, not at all, though he's going to come into that room immediately. He's invested. There they are. Yeah. And maybe I can take out that second one quietly as well. Quietly. Because I don't want the guys downstairs to hear me, not actually. Now, if I'm lucky and it was quiet enough, I then go out the window, jump off the front of the house, I go to the SUV, the doors actually are unlocked, okay? The keys are in the console. I take the keys, I turn on the lights, I shut the SUV door, I hide the keys in the bushes, I go to the front door that's still barred, matter of fact, and I pound, okay? A couple of guys, the culprits, actually are downstairs in my little trap. Yeah. Okay, pound, and I go around to the side of the house because at this point they're going to be saying he's right outside. He's waiting for us with the gun. Yeah, he's right out there. That's him. That's Jason. And they're trying to figure what do they do? They might be thinking they want to get out of there as quickly as potential. They are finished. Yeah, that was a trap, actually. So they want to get out of there as quickly as potential. Maybe. They're not likely to want to go out the front door. Not at all. I'm around the side of the house, and the cool thing about a creepy old, creaky, squeaky house actually is if the front door opens, I can hear it from the side of the house outside. If the back door opens, I can hear it. If they go up the squeaky stairs, I can hear it from outside. Now, it's not real likely that they're going to go up the stairs. Not at all. They're trying to get out of there. Where are they going to go? They're going to try and go out the back door. And now, they might try and go out the garage door, though I would definitely hear them. They're thinking they're going to have a shootout right out the big wide garage door, and that's sort of silly because then they're like fish in a barrel, man. I'm going to get them. Okay? They're most likely going to just go out the back door. Now, if they go up the stairs, just because they're thinking they're going to go up the stairs, okay, I'm going to hear them, and I'm going to realize I have enough time to go in the downstairs window. I'm going to unbar the front door. I'm going to open the front door, and I'm going to walk out. So that way, when they come back down the stairs, they'll feel the cold breeze. They'll see the front doors open. They'll say, he wants us to go out the front door. Now, between the couple of them, one of them is thinking to run. Maybe he's thinking to make a run for the truck. Which one? The instigator or his follower buddy? The instigator, huh? Yeah. Okay. His follower buddy is thinking they need to go out the back door. I'm gonna have 4 cadavers when I'm finished with this one. 4 cadavers. I'm gonna get out my Dremel and I'm gonna have fun with science. Matter of fact, because I think science actually is fascinating. So at this point, there's no way they can get to their truck and get away. Not at all. The keys aren't in the console anymore, buddies. Not at all. That's where they had the keys because they're all sorts of big, super bad, super big and bad. Yeah. Okay. And so, yeah, I mean, that's sort of an interesting one. Now, okay, and so forth. Like, make the situation really tough. They got 6 guys that they've been in football since junior high. They've got every strategy book ever written. Okay, that's 2 guys outside. That's the only difference. That's 2 guys outside. Yep. So, it's sort of interesting. There are differences of context. It's not a real likely probability. Not actually. I mean, all this time and like, I've not always looked so really obviously sort of cool. Not actually. And I've got this other profile like Jason Hughes for Congress. Really is not that far fetched. Not at all. And it's like really sort of obviously friendly and free electricity machine design like spelled out and so forth. Sort of gives a different sort of concise impression and like amidst a bunch of people amidst all this time, okay, nothing's happening, not at all, okay, amidst a bunch of people, they're going to be like, wow, Jason's like the only hero this planet has ever seen. Like, thinking about some things, it's really obvious. Like, that guy has a brain. That guy said a bunch of cool things. He's really smart and really cool, and it makes sense. Maybe quite a lot of people would be a little bit emphatic about that sort of thing. Though, I mean, this scenario, it's as well realistic. It's still variably realistic. Maybe not that probable in amidst the population of Oklahoma, not actually, okay? Though, still variably probable. So, sort of interesting to consider. Yeah. Anyway, that's about all.